喂，ASQ 啊，我想问我的公司可以开吗？
诶，你好，我们需要知道你公司的运营细节，才知道能不能申请哦。
哦，我们是制造衣服的，但也有小量的制造布的口罩和穿的 PPE，但是这些都还没有注册在 SSM 里面呢。
原来没事。其实了解细节后呢，如果没办法营业，我们也能协助你把这些服务加上去原有的，或者自这个注册公司都没问题的。
ASQ 是马来西亚10大会计集团，专长于提供一站式的服务，包含了公司注册、秘书服务、会计和薪金计算外包服务、审计所得税规划及呈报、制造业执照、银行贷款、管理咨询及公司上市咨询服务等等。我们的服务团队拥有15位股东与董事，加上250位的职员，2个办公处位于吉隆坡和柔佛州。ASQ Consulting Group 拥有38年专业服务历史，协助超过2000家公司在马来西亚设立，是 Alineo Global 的成员之一。Alineo Global 目前是世界第2大会计联盟，在86个国家和地区设立了600个会计事务所，能为您提供不同国家或地区的投资咨询和市场知识，协助投资者扩展业务。
你开的公司是什么公司呢？贸易公司、制造业公司、服务业公司，又或者是投资控股公司。如果你是开投资控股公司，那你一定要继续听下去咯。如何定义投资控股公司呢？投资控股公司主要的营运活动为投资，而其投资收入占总收入的80%或以上。假设 A 公司在2020课税年的 Section 4A 商业租金收入为20千令吉， Section 4D 非商业租金收入为50千令吉，利息收入为10千令吉，股息收入为20千令吉。那在这个情况下， A 公司将被归类为投资控股公司。今天我们来谈谈其中一项投资收入，非商业租金 Section 4D 的收入。有哪些费用可以用来扣除 Section 4D 非商业租金的收入呢？第一，与租金收入有直接关系的费用可扣税。可扣税的费用包括了地税、门牌税、产业贷款利息、活险费。征收租金的费用包括律师费、房地产经纪用金、续租合约的费用及印花税、维修费与保养费，及仅限于未在大马交易所上市的投资控股公司可索取的 Section 60F 特殊许可费用 Permitted Expenses。 不可扣税的费用则包括了第一次出租的费用，例如广告费、佣金、租约的费用及印花税。第二， Section 60F 的特殊许可费用。 Section 60F 的特殊许可费用包括了哪些呢？董事费、员工薪金与补贴、管理费、秘书费、审计费、会计费、电话费、邮寄费、文具与印刷费、办公室的租金、维修费及其他办公室保养费。但是这个特殊许可费用不是完全可以扣税的，是会被限制的，那就是第一，以上费用的总和乘以可征税投资收入，再除以4倍的总收入。这项总收入包括免税的股息或利息。第二，不可超过可征税投资收入的5%。最后，可扣除特殊许可费用的上限将以上两者做比较，并取最低的数额进行扣除。这里还有一项需要格外注意的哦，自2020课税年起，未在大马交易所上市的投资控股公司已不再属于中小型企业，首60万令吉的应课税收入不再享有17%的优惠税率。所以老板们要注意咯，记得提高你们的 CP204， 以防止 underestimation penalty 哦。
首购族在2021年是否适合买房？大家好，我是 Nicholas。马来西亚政府于去年的11月推出了2021年的财政预算案，其中针对房地产有几项利好的政策，包括了以下4点。第一个利好政策，首购族可全免印花税至2025年。政府于2021年的1月至2025年的12月，为首购族提供了免税转让备忘录 MOT 以及贷款协议。此慷慨折扣只适合于高达500千令吉的房子，而这项买卖协议 SBA 也必须在政府所规定的期限内去签署。目前政府实行的拥屋计划 HOC 已至2021年的12月，但其提供的印花税全免仅限于新推出的房产。更值得鼓舞的是，政府已推出了一项计划，为首购族也能购买二手房屋的印花税豁免。第二个利好措施，延长豁免购买隔置房屋计划的印花税，为拯救承包商，其包括对承接隔置项目的新发展商以及隔置项目的原有购房者，延长了贷款协议及转让备忘录 MOT 的印花税豁免长达了5年。只要是经由马来西亚房屋及地方政府 KPKT 所认证的隔置房产项目，其贷款协议和转让备忘录 MOT 也将得到了豁免期，从2021年的1月至2025年的12月。印花税的豁免不仅会刺激新的发展商加入接纳这些未完成的项目，也会加速上述隔置项目的修复完工期限。如果您想要购买全新的房子，请不要忘了检视这些被列入黑名单的发展商。接下来，为低收入群体提供更多的拥屋计划。马来西亚政府在为增加低收入群体 B40的拥屋计划方面非常慷慨。2021年的财政预算案中宣布了几项措施，其包括了拨款12亿令吉为低收入群体建造房屋，拨款3亿1500万令吉给予大马亲民房屋计划，以新建3000间人民的房屋，拨款5亿令吉为人民主屋 PPR 新建多达14000间房屋单位，拨款3亿1000万令吉为公务员新建房屋，一马公务员的房屋计划。最后一点 ，Prima 一马房屋的先租后买计划，我们简称 RTO， 政府还将与特定金融机构合作，推出一项价值10亿令吉的先租后买计划。这项主要针对首购群组的计划将持续到2022年，并涉及5000间一马房屋单位。虽然此项计划的细节尚未公布，但是这项先租后买计划非常适合当今没有赚钱能力且资金有限的年轻专业人员，以及正在建立个人的信用评分以能获得房屋贷款申请条件的年轻一族。这里为你们提供一个小小的提示，在你购买你想买的心仪的房子时，你可以先去检视这些发展商他们有没有获得银行 N Financing 的认证，至少要有5间以上。最后，买房是需要精心花费大部分时间的一大工程，所以首购族你们应该要加倍耐心，欲速则不达，日后才能选购自己心仪的房子。
来西亚的税率呢是介于17%至24%。那相较东南亚国家，我们国家的税率呢是比泰国还有越南来得低，但是却比新加坡还有香港来得高。那你知道为什么还是有这么多的人喜欢来马来西亚开设公司，尤其是制造业吗？那今天我们要分享的主题呢，就是再投资津贴 Reinvestment Allowance， 我们统称为 RA。那其实这个津贴呢，可以帮助公司省下不少的税哦。那接下来听我说，你肯定会受益不浅哦。那其实呢，这个津贴呢是来自于 Income Tax Act 1967附表 7A 所规定的一项奖励津贴，并适用于制造公司呢开展它的项目，并扩张现有的生产能力，现代化生产设施，自动化或多样化相关产品。那当然呢，制造公司呢必须进行制造相关的生意至少36个月，才能享有这项津贴。那当然呢，公司呢可以享有高达15年哦。那再投资津贴呢，可享有合格资本 Qualifying Expenditure 的60%，也是在资本津贴 Capital Allowance 之后额外给予的。那也就是说，你可以扣2次税哦。但是呢，它有限制于你的税收入的70%。那比如说，公司今年的税收入呢是100千令吉。那如果公司呢没有符合扩张、现代化、自动化或多样化的其中一项条件的话呢，那公司是无法享有这项津贴的。那公司的税收入呢，就必须直接乘以公司的税率17%，所以我们就会拿到17千令吉。那相反的，如果公司是有符合扩张、现代化、自动化或多样化的其中一项条件的话呢，公司就可以享有这项再投资津贴啦。那该怎么去计算呢？像之前我们有提到说，再投资津贴呢，它有限制于我们的税收入70%，那剩下的30%呢是必须直接乘以公司的税率17%，那我们就拿100千令吉乘以30%，拿到30千令吉，再乘以税率17%，就会拿到5100令吉啦。相比之下呢，在公司没有享有这项津贴的税率呢会在17%，那有享有这项津贴的话呢，税率会在5.1%。所以其实间接的你可以看到呢，公司的税率呢是减少了11.9%。公司能享有这项津贴呢，是限制于我们的税收入的70%。那剩下未使用的津贴呢，其实可以带到之后的年份进行扣除，那可以带连续7个年度哦。那其实如果您的公司呢是已经享有并结束这连续15年的再投资津贴，那马来西亚政府呢其实有给予一个3年的特别延长期，那就是从 YA2020 至 YA2022， 给予这些制造公司，并鼓励制造公司呢继续扩大他们的生意。那今天我们的分享就到这里，如果你需要我们的专业咨询，可以来联系我们哦。
Hi everybody. Hold on. Okay. Okay, cool. I can see myself. Hi everybody, good afternoon. Good afternoon who are online. The thing about StreamYard is that I can't see, it's not like Zoom where I can see who's in the chat room right now. So if you are on live with us this afternoon at 4:30, you can say hi, you can greet us good afternoon so I can know, hey, you are here over here in this Facebook Live. So let's see. Okay. Yeah. So it's good to have all of you here this afternoon. This would be our very first English session where we have our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every Friday, 4:30 for 21 minutes. And during this session, it's a bit nervous yet very interesting, because as you can see next over here, you can see that we have our Mr. Tony over here with us. So before we start asking questions, okay, I'm going to just do a very brief introduction of who we are, just in case some of you are here for the very first time and you were invited by your friends. You're asking, hey, who is ASQ? So ASQ, we are actually a company in Malaysia where we actually serve a professional service platform, okay, a one-stop professional service platform for all your needs for your company, from the very beginning, secretarial, to your accounts, to your tax, to your audit. And over here in the screen, I'm here today, you can see Mr. Tony, or some we call him Mr. Sia. He is one of a professional, not only in audit, and he's also a tax-approved agent. He also does liquidation and insolvency. Yeah, he's an expert in that. So we have helped across more than 2,000 companies in Malaysia to establish. On the same time, we are also a member firm of Alina Global, who is across 86 countries and has more than 600 firms, legally independent firms across the globe to serve you across the region. So if you have any questions to ask, okay, then you need assistance for your business throughout, not only in Malaysia, but also in different countries, you can approach us, you can approach Mr. Tony. I'm sure he's more than happy to help. So, okay, we are seeing many people who are here today. We have a lot of fans, Mr. Tony. And I was trying to focus on your face, but I keep seeing the thing popping up. I mean, it's like, hi, Mr. Sia, hi, Mr. Sia. Nobody's interested to hear what I say. But that's the thing, what we want. We want here because we want to ask you questions. Okay, so we have a lot of questions for you. So before we move to our questions, would you like to say hi to everyone who's online today, who is bombarding hi to you? You can greet everyone first.
You say hi. No, hello everyone. Good afternoon. I'm very glad that you all could join Dorothy here this afternoon, and I'm also very glad to be in front of you all. Maybe it's an opportunity for us to have a little chit chat after so many years. Some of you who have left us, and I always say that we should one day perhaps have an alumni. You know, we should have an alumni, because Dorothy just asked me earlier on. It's been almost 40 years now. You know, and there are a lot of ex-staff who are around town, you know, out of town, and time for perhaps a good big gathering. All right. Okay, so ask me, I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay. So we're going to open the floor to everybody, okay? You can ask questions. Why do I say you're going to open the floor? Because be it if you're our client, our existing client, or you used to be our clients, and if you are just like what Mr. Tony said, you used to be our staff, I'm sure that there's a lot of you out there, you have a lot of questions sometimes where you wanted to ask, but in some circumstances, when you're approaching his room, you can hear him teaching on, I wouldn't use the word lecture, okay? I will use the word enlightening other staff, okay? And you just felt, okay, I shall not ask him that question today. So if you would have any question, feel free to ask your question. So while I wait for all of your questions, you can just throw in Facebook, okay, or you can drop us a message. While we're gonna wait for that, I do have some questions, okay? Just like we have mentioned, that this season, this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's a session where we want to remind everyone to be mentally healthy. Not only we work, okay, when we strive for excellence in what we do, but also to be mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy. So we are open to all sorts of questions, okay? And so we would like to go to the first question. Okay, when I get this question, I was amazed because I could feel what this person asked, and I could feel when she wrote this question. Okay, so she asked, how many hours do you actually sleep at night? I mean, yeah, how long do you sleep at night?
I generally am a very good sleeper. All right, I sleep very well. I'm a fast sleeper as well. Once I hit the sack, I am off 5 to 10 minutes. I'm asleep. So partly because of that, I do not really sleep short hours, but I do, of course. But generally, I would say on average about 7 hours a day. All right, 7 hours a day.
7.
So yes.
Okay, 7 hours. So I hope this answers some of your questions, because they felt that you were very energetic, you know, during discussion, especially during this FNCO. Sometimes when we work more than the supposedly hours, right? But yet after 10, when we have meetings with Mr. Tony, you're very energetic. Your mind still is like so alert. So how you keep this alertness going on? How you keep yourself awake during midnight and always look energetic? Do you have any secret?
I always tell people I'm not an early bird person. I'm always a more night owl. I always had I do not know. I tell some people that actually I start working at 10:30 in the night. So at midnight it will just be my starting time.
So
generally,
normally
generally I will I will go to bed about 12, between 12 and 1, I will go bed. That's my bedtime. All right. Okay. It's only, there are occasions when there's work that has to be done. As they always say, sometimes your mind, if you have to do something, your mind would automatically log onto the timeline. All right. And that is where I think my normal would be 12 to 1. Then if I have to really sometimes have to work, or sometimes got things that I need to finish off in a short notice, then I will just drag on. And that's when, on those occasions, I will sleep less than 7. All right. Okay. So even though I go to bed say at 4 o'clock, I will still probably be up by 8. All right. And it's like a body routine, and I think you get used to it, and then it's not very good, but I think you get used to it. Number one. Number two is that I must say that sometimes I sleep for as long as 12 hours. All right.
Has this been your routine?
No, not my routine, but what I basically say is I can sleep very well. I can sleep for long hours if I want to.
Has it been your routine to actually to be a night owl throughout these past many years, or just
Always.
a recent one?
No.
Always. You've always been a night owl.
I'm a night owl, basically. That's why I don't like it when you ask me to wake up at 6 o'clock. I'm not into that. And that's the reason why sometimes people like Jin will know that, you know, I told her many times. Nobody calls me up early in the morning, especially clients to complain, or, you know, I get very upset when people upset my day early in the morning, especially early in the morning. You can upset me during other times of the day, but not early in the morning.
Is it? I'm just wondering, because you used to be, because you're an approved auditor, you do a lot of this kind of professional work, and used to be in the UK and other countries. Maybe because you're very suited that kind of timing, because our night time should be their morning time, is it? So most probably not really. No.
I say
you're just a night owl.
Actually reflect it, and just that I'm a night owl, so I don't sleep early. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I hope that answers our question that came in that day. There's another question over here. That I would say when we posted your picture, although it's a mini one on our Facebook, on different social media platforms, we have questions coming in. Some wrote in and told me that, hey, we miss Mr. Tony. Yeah, some of them, and then some were amazed because they clearly know that you are someone who is very strict to the laws and regulations, and you are someone who doesn't really like to be on social media. Am I right? You don't.
I
You're
am.
not a.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
You like. So
No, I don't
they
like
were
it.
shocked. They call it.
So I thought I would
So are
surprise
you?
you then.
Oh, a surprise. Okay. Do you have a Facebook account?
No,
No. An Instagram account?
no,
What are the? Do you have a TikTok account?
no,
Do you know what's a TikTok account?
no,
No? Okay,
no.
so basically you are not it's just a surprise, right? Okay, so why
That's
do you
right.
decide to have this surprise? Why? Why do you decide to, I want to appear over here? What's the reason?
Just I thought it's a good idea, your suggestion, and I thought, that's why I even give you that suggestion. Just ask me. You can ask
Oh
anything.
yeah. Yeah, this topic was given by Mr. Tony. So when I approached him, I'm sure many of us were very curious. They were like, "How did you ask Mr. Tony?" So I just asked him, "Hey, are you interested to be on live?" And he was asking me, "Okay, who's our audience?" And I'll say that, "Oh, it can be anybody." And then he said, "Okay, let's have a team." So he was like, so I was giving him some I would think it's creative, but he was like, "No, that is not a good one." And he was like, "Just ask Tony." So just ask Tony. I have a question who is on Facebook. Okay, Lawrence. I'm not sure. Do you know who is Lawrence? But Lawrence said, Tony, how many cup of coffee you drink a day?
Oh,
Mm.
I would say that nowadays I drink a lot less because I don't have the downstairs and kopitiam to go to. But I would say on average, I will have at least 3. All right, at least 3. But on normal, if I suppose when the MCO is lifted and I can have my coffee time, and then you can perhaps 6 or 7 cups a day.
Okay, I hope that answers Lauren's question. Okay, we'll move on because questions are coming in already. Peter said, oh, this is a very big one. Okay, Mr. Tony, can you analyze our Malaysia economy nowadays? He's asking for analysis.
Oh, we're getting very serious now. Okay, that's why I said you need not be so serious. But I mean, in one short answer, that is that our economy is very bad. All right. I think much as what the government tells us, much as what the statistics show, certainly, I mean, the future horizon is not so bright. Okay, that's all I can say. All right. Certainly, things may change. Like I say, I think this, if anything, this MCO will show us up as less competitive. All right, and I think as you can see, generally the world is moving towards a very digitalized economy, and you see the trend that is going on is in human capital. That is something that even in ASQ we, over all the years, even before we merged and when I started development, human capital development, the only thing that will save us. If we don't do it fast enough, we will be left behind. And that's why I say the economy is not as bright as what the government keeps telling you. And you can see how gung-ho our finance minister were last year. He says that we could pick up 6-7% this year. It's already June, and you can see what's happening. And you can see the whole economy is on like a spinning top, and it's running out of energy now. It's all spiraling downwards. That's my view.
Okay.
So,
since we're at this topic, how does, because we're talking about this pandemic and things like this, right? Okay. So
it's not
how
all gloom.
did the pandemic sorry?
Carry on.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So how did this pandemic affect you personally? Because you mentioned that it affects your firm too. Maybe you can also mention on that. How did it affect you personally and also the company ASQ?
My view actually is that this pandemic, right, doesn't really affect us very much. Okay. All right. Of course, in terms of profitability, right, it has a dent in the firm, but generally, I do not think it has any effect. If any, I hope is that everybody will see the effect of the pandemic and these things about what I say about the digital way forward. And I think a greater acceptance, that means the mindset, all right? And I think that, you ask me, would be the biggest impact of the pandemic, not only on us, but I think on others as well. I think a lot of people mindset will have to change.
Yeah, towards things, right? Yeah, I think you are being a living example of the changing of mindset. When we first started having all these promotional items on Facebook, he was like, no, you must keep your logo that way. You must be precise. You must know branding. But I think because of the pandemic, Mr. Tony has changed the mindset that, hey, things are changing. Even if you are a professional, like so-called professional, you are an auditor, tax agent, but when you need to get out there, you need to get out there because things have changed. Which really leads us to a question about, since we're at this topic of having your job and things like this. It says that do you think accounting and auditing works is going to replace by the AI technology? You got my question?
What you read, what you hear, all right, is there's half truth. You have to be very careful what you read. And when people say that the profession will disappear in 20 years' time, you got to be very careful because not so much the profession will disappear, it is the sort of work that you perform. That's why I mentioned about this mindset about digital thing. What will be replaced will be the banal, routine processes, right? So it's not only talking about accounting, it's talking about other professions as well. If anything that involves a process that can be imitated by machines, you'll be out of a job. So you got to make yourself that whatever you do cannot be imitated by a process. That's why I say it's not an easy answer to say that it will be replaced. Some of the work that you are doing can be done by AI, but you see, I may be wrong because end of the day is in our profession is judgment, right? And I'm not saying it cannot be replaced because if you have watched even 10 years ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago, when Big Blue beat Kasparov, that is basically the mind. And if Big Blue can beat Kasparov, which is a chess, and I think it can happen, but so you have to always stay a step ahead because before they can grab you, put you on that chair, you see the picture, right? Frankenstein, put you on their head. You have to make sure you're a step ahead of it. That's all. So that's why I'm saying, you will not be replaced. You will not be replaced. What will be replaced will be go back to the whole theory about the survival of it. Yes, the survival of fittest, all right? So those who are not so fit in this arena will be replaced. Not that the profession.
Okay, so you need to constantly upgrade and constantly move according to the trend. Correct? Right. Can I put in simple words?
You got to upskill all the time. You got to upskill.
Yeah.
If you don't, you get caught by the AI machine, you're finished. That's why I say the profession will not disappear. You will disappear.
Okay. Okay. You will disappear. We have a question over here. I like this question. It says that Mr. Tony, do you exercise?
Physical exercise? No. I mean, of course, nowadays, a lot of us couldn't do it. I would say that generally I lead a sedentary lifestyle. All right. Okay. I do a sedentary lifestyle. All right. So I only started going to the gym. All right. After my heart attack. Otherwise, I don't. All right. So yes, I mean, very little physical exercises.
Yeah, we had a paparazzi who saw you at the gym somewhere in town. Last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year. So he was like, that looks like my boss, and he took a picture. Yeah, it was you. Yeah. So although at this age, Mr. Tony does go to the gym. Okay, he goes to the gym. Okay. I have a question came in. This question asks you, can you remember all the books you have bought? Do you remember all of it?
I don't remember anything. That's why I have everything documented.
Okay, so if Mr. Tony documents a thing, we must be careful. he refers to it. If he doesn't document, then you're safe, right?
That's right. Yes,
it's fine if he doesn't document. Yeah, it's fine.
It's not easy to remember everything. It's not easy to remember everything. Okay, that's why I always tell people, you cannot remember. You better put it down. If you don't put it down, you're not going to remember it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. There's something.
All right.
You know?
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. What about do you read all the books that you have brought? You have bought? Do you read them?
I will. That's what I say, right? You don't read all the books from first page to last page. You see, a lot of things, people are not good at everything. There will be only perhaps 1 or 2 chapters which is very relevant. The rest really are, I wouldn't say rubbish, but are just packaging. All right. So we buy books for specific topics, specific items that you need. All right. That's why this book rental scheme. If somebody has this book rental scheme, right? That will be brilliant. All right.
If you don't know, Mr. Tony has actually a lot of books. Okay, it took me how many days to actually pack his book, because we have moved from City Square. If you have not known yet, we have moved from City Square, our previous office, and we've merged, and we are now at Compass. Okay, Compass Utama. So the moving process was quite hectic, because when I put all the books into the library, and then I took a picture and showed him, and he was like, I didn't know I have so many books. So yeah, that was his response. So I don't think he remembers all the books he bought, but I'm sure he bought those books for others to read and refer to, correct? For everyone to read and refer to.
That has, I would say, that, you know, everything you need to know, you have to read. And not only reading is the fact that it represents other people's views, you see, and that's very important. Whatever you're going to do, you must know what other people are talking about, what other people's views are. All right, and if you don't, you can have objective assessment. All right.
Yeah, agree. Okay. Another question that came in. If the question is quite personal to you, if you were given an opportunity to go back 10 years, okay, to go back 10 years ago, what do you wish the most to do for ASQ? I think it should be 4. You wrote on ASQ and yourself. I think it should be for ASQ and yourself. If you were 10 years back.
I never answer questions like that. You know, it's very. You move forward. you move forward. You always, like I say,
We move
don't-
forward, right?
because history cannot be rewritten.
Mm.
And wishful thinking is not something that you want to harp on. All right. And you should be looking at what now that the present structure is in place, how are you going to move forward? All right. Really very difficult question.
Agree.
I said, because I never doubt, I don't doubt on such things. All right.
You look what is ahead of you.
Yes, what you can do with what you have.
I have a follow-up question for you. You know, nowadays, right? Many bosses are, because of the pandemic, many bosses are very concerned about staff not being to perform effectively while they work from home. Okay, this has been a concern for many bosses nowadays. I read an article that Facebook, I think it was yesterday, Facebook actually encouraged, if their staff could work from home, even if it is post-pandemic, they should actually work from home. And on the same time, actually, Apple is asking their staff to actually come back to work 3 days a week. All these are big tech firms. So for you, what do you think? What are your thoughts for working from home? What do you think about it?
Working from home, I always say that everybody can work from home. All right. And whether you are in the office or whether you're working from home, the bottom line is still your work ethics. That's why I always say it's not how many days you need to finish the job. All right. You think man hours. All right. And man hours, some people may think that because I think I don't expect them to sleep or rest. But man hours means you should look at the value. What is the value of that job? So if we have to recalculate effectiveness, right? Okay, then it is actually a measurement of one's work ethics. All right. So if you think that they are ineffective at home, that means in the office they're equally ineffective because their work ethics is wrong. So very difficult to do a measurement. And the other day, remember you attended a marketing seminar we organized for AG, right? Alineo. And that's basically what you must not only do work, you must do original research. So for us, for example, if we want to say that we are ineffective, we should really undertake a study and say, look at it and say, so under the same control conditions, right, are we really ineffective? But if you look at general reports, if you read the reports, is that the general observations, people are more effective when they work from home. All right. A very simple reason for that is that because they don't talk about hours anymore. They talk about the jobs coming out.
Yes, right? The productivity of what they produce. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Correct. So when you do that, naturally you'll be more productive. But it is not so much natural. It's because the work ethics of the people, they realize that they have to deliver. All right. Where in the office, you got a time scale. You know, they know I don't care. You know, you give me this job, so that way, maybe that's why a lot of bosses actually prefer work from home. Because if you work from home, I can tell you, Dorothy, can I have this report up at 7 a.m.? Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether it's holiday or it is 7 a.m. You see? So this is how you define and how you deliver it. All right.
Yes, I agree to that.
I've always been a proponent.
Okay, you go first.
So I've always
as a staff,
work from home.
Oh, you always okay.
Yeah.
You always support. As a staff, right? As a staff of this company, To me personally, oh, I feel so stressed right now. All my bosses watching me. To me personally, when we are supposed to work in office, I will have the mentality that, hey, 8:45 to 5:45, these are working hours. Okay, so if you don't know what is our office operating hours, is 8:45 to 5:45. So when the time is like 8:45, it automatically will switch on. I need to reply my colleagues. Okay, it's very automatic. And then when it's at 5:46, if my colleagues call me, I'll be like, bro, why do you call me after work? I need to have a me time. But I realized when we work from home, it's very different. Because when we work from home, I know that I need to get things done. So sometimes even it's before 8:45 or after 5:45, I know that, okay, today things need to get done. I need to finish this. Okay, so I'm being very frank that sometimes 8:45 from working from home, okay, 8:45, but my mind is still I'm still thinking of my coffee. Then only, okay, it's 9, okay, I start to think of work. But it's more of I think it's more of I would say that if a lot of bosses are listening right now, it's more of an attitude towards work, to get it done, not to just get it done, but to get it done well. If it's just to get it done, anybody can get it done, but to get things done in a better way, it's very different. So yeah, it's good that you seconded to this idea, and it's actually worth considering for bosses and for people who are actually managing a company. What is more important, and how do we analyze this thing of what we call it, the work from home? Yeah. Oh, let's see. Do I have more questions right now? Hold on. I need to check. The line is a bit slow. It seems that I have no questions from the floor. I've actually someone that would like to call in to ask you a question. But you need to give me a moment. I need to look at my phone. Hold on. Okay. I hope that this friend of ours it's ready to ask you a question. If you can hear me, I mean, it's not you. If anybody of you can hear me. Can anyone hear the phone ringing?
Yes.
Okay. You're on. Hi, you're online.
Yes. Hi, Dorothy. Hello, Tony. This is Sultan.
How are you?
Good. So glad to see you, boss, on the Facebook. So I personally, I don't really use Facebook also, but due to pandemic also, I think we have to be on social media but depending on our objective So for me, it's like looking for clients, looking for jobs. But for ASQ, I think it's for different purpose
Yeah.
So I think just now somebody else asked a similar question that I would like to ask. So I would think whether should we continue to work from home after the pandemic?
Okay. Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Okay. So Mr. Tony will reply everyone through Facebook. Thanks for calling. Bye.
Okay, Tao Tao, very nice to hear from you. All right, and I will tell you that.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
I will tell you
Yes.
that my view is that working from home is always a viable alternative. Whether after the pandemic, I would say that in our situation, it's going to be slightly different because we have what I always call a mismatch. You see, if the whole society is digital, my answer would be yes, no problem. If our whole society has got that mindset, the digital mindset, my answer would be yes, we can do it on a continuing basis. When I say mindset, if you look at a lot of things, like for example, you still have to do a lot of things on online, everything, but when it comes to verification, they ask you to come to do a signature in front of them. The banks do that. A bit strange. the ROC, everything can be filed online, but they want still that annual return to be signed. So it is there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch, and I think this mindset has to slowly change and say, look, we have to be more trusting of the digital world. All right, okay, and unless we reach that level, of course, a lot of bosses will not. But for me, I always say that yes, of course, what Twitter, what Apple, what they're right. They now have got this work from home, but if you still feel that you want to come to the office, do it. All right, okay. So I think yes, we could do it. Whether we must have the will, we must have the will to do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. It starts from every individual person that actually get this idea, because as everyone get this idea and actually get the concept, things will run. If we are waiting for each other, we will always be waiting for each other. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just we have a friend online who just asked who is talking. Just now that was Lim Tao Tat. He was actually one of our ex-staff, who is also now, I think he's under Mr. Tony in another company. So we give him a chance to call him. Okay, there's another someone else that would like to call in, but before that, let's answer one of our friend online, Lawrence. Lawrence asked a pretty long question, so let's try to go through. Okay, we are quite concerned on JB economy or business environments, as JB is quite depending on those from Singapore, be it traveler and those who commute every day. And when is the next hope of retail business in JB if the border is remaining closed or open for tourists? Is there any impact for professional service provider in JB?
The answer is obviously yes. It will not be a direct impact because the Singaporeans are not coming, but there's an indirect impact because I think JB still has got the highest number of investors from Singapore. So you find a lot of the factories, a lot of the businesses, if they fail, right, the professional service provider will definitely be affected. All right. And this will escalate, not so fast, but you escalate over time. All right. Okay. Certainly, of course, the retail economy is not dead. What they have done with the retail economy is actually a shift in platform. If you look at the retail economy, that's why when I say when you all read, you all got to read. And then it is not about the reading, it's the interpretation. And it's where AI cannot replace it, because at the end of the day, it's you who's going to make the judgment. All right. And you look at retail, when everybody says the economy is affected, these shops close, that shop close. But they don't tell you that somebody's online business doubled.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
What is happening tells you one thing, which I said. We have to start moving towards the digital economy. The one that are being left out, the one that are closing, the one that are losing businesses are the ones who did not hop onto the online business. You look at Robinsons Singapore. Robinsons are going to come back on June the 24th, but as an online store. They were too slow to react. So you look at that. You look at not only Robin. You look at the history of Kodak. Kodak Film, from the biggest, they went into bankruptcy because they did not switch to digital cameras and digital photography imaging. All right. So it is not something that we are seeing now. This happened long ago. And that's why I say, even for my mentality about working from home, is because Dorothy asked me early on what has changed over the years. When I was in UK and we had to work, it was always remote working. We never work from the office. The office has always been site. Audit has always been site. So working from home seems quite natural. You see what I mean? So this concept is not new. Concept in some profession has always been being done all the time. It's just you call it remote.
It's just that
right.
Yeah. Correct. Yes.
So
and the pandemic has actually magnified this problem.
That's correct, Dorothy. It has actually magnified the problem. It also hastened the shift.
It's always there. It's always there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I think humans, most of the time humans are like this. When there's a problem, only then we will, we will find a solution. But we don't find a solution first before the problem arises. I think that's one of the cause for it. Talking about working from home, there's a question that there's also personally asking you, how is your work from home lifestyle? What do you do every day? Is it very different from the one that you have in office?
No coffee. No coffee breaks.
No coffee break.
Means it's quite good. I like it. What? Not much difference.
I think one difference being in City Square last year in our previous building and now is that previously when it's always maybe 10 something 11, Mr. Tony will always go to a coffee shop at level 3 or level 2, level 3 I suppose. So his coffee time is always 10, 1 and 3, correct? That is his coffee time. And he will take the lift down, go across, take the escalator up or down. Yeah, that is the routine. But now it's very different. Now you make your own coffee at home. We're gonna call someone else right now. I'm suppose he has a question for you. Let's see whether this friend of ours pick up. Okay. Hope it's ringing. Can hear, right? Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, online.
Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Can hear?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Mr. Tony, you can hear?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
We can hear, but there's an echo.
I know why. Hold on. Hey, you need to off. I know you're watching us live, so you need to off that part because there's an echo to it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, okay.
I'll turn it down, all right?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Good to go?
Mr. Tony?
Okay.
Yep, I see you online, yep.
Yes.
You look pretty the same, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you look pretty the same. Just like before I seen you and now. So, how's everything doing then?
Who is that first? Sorry.
That's good. That's good. That's comical as before. And first of all, I would like to say, just want to thank you for your guidance in the past. I guess you're pretty sure you know who am I.
Can you guess, Mr. Tony?
No, I cannot guess.
You need to give more clues. He can't guess who you are.
Oh, you can't guess who I am. Okay, by the way, I'm Terence here.
You wear specs, I know. Just I saw you, you said hi. But you sound so different.
My sound looks different. I have to sound different. Otherwise, they say I'm impersonating you.
Yeah, what's the question for Mr. Tony today? Do you have a question for him?
Yes, of course. Well, just now we were listening about the economy, all right, in JB. So I want to ask on Mr. Tony's opinions on the Malaysian economy in this current pandemic. So I would like to know who are the winners and the losers in this current pandemic, whereby in any situations there will always a winner and there will always the losers. So in which industry, in your opinion, would be the winner and who will be the losers? Yeah. What's your opinion, sir?
Okay, we got your question. He will answer you online. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Okay, bye. All right. All right. All right.
I think
Okay.
my
You got this question right?
yeah, my thoughts is that, I mean, it is not easy to say which economy, which industry will do well and which industry will not. I think it is more the digital divide. All right, those who hop on and those who can go on a digital side of the economy will survive. Those who do not and cannot, those industry will be the sunset industries. Because if you look at it, all the industry, if you look at it, would be necessary, all right, is necessary, and they will survive. That's why I mentioned about the retail economy. It will survive. It depends on how fast you react to the environment in which you operate, all right? What will happen, I think, is more, not because of the pandemic, is the resumption of the Third World War. When I say the Third World War, it talks about this very strong possibility of the devolution of the dual economy. All right, and that is something that should worry us. A lot of us don't read geopolitical history, and it's very important. I think, to me, there is already a war, an economic war maybe, but not. It's not a fiscal war. But you can see that the decoupling of economy would have a greater impact on us, because you'll find at the moment, right, any impediments to the trading between the East and the West, all right, we will have a big problem. We will have then those businesses which rely on the American market, all right, okay, may or may not suffer. But those who depend on the Chinese economy, I think, will suffer badly. All right, okay. So the decoupling of the economy should be on everybody's agenda. Unfortunately, like I say, the pandemic has actually overshadowed that matter, but it is still ongoing. So for all of you, I would say that you all should read about the geopolitical development, because the decoupling, if it happens, all right, and it seems more likely every day, all right, okay, and politically we are caught in between, all right, and if they push any further, right, I think we could see ourselves in a war situation, and that means we have to really prepare ourselves for that.
Okay, understood. Yeah. We had a friend who asked which Terence is that? Just now calling was Terence. He was working under Mr. Tony previously. I contacted him yesterday, and it was very funny because he shared with me one incident where he actually impersonated Mr. Tony to call a staff, and the staff thought that was Mr. Tony. So the staff went to Mr. Tony's room upon realizing that actually Mr. Tony didn't call him. So yeah, that was Terence, if you were wondering. Okay. Last question for today. We have overrun very long. We will run more than half an hour. Last question for today is because we mentioned about the economic and the war that it's begin to rise through this. I think it's very important is that the important question is that how should we prepare for this? Can you give the last advice before we close today's session? How should one prepare for it?
I think time to really look at our the portfolio of our work. All right, and I think we have to really look at our dependence on the income stream. All right, and that is very important. All right, we have to look forward now. We have to look at what will it be. That means we have to do a hypothetical impact. What would happen if the decoupling comes along? And that's why not only to look forward at this possibility is the same concept that what was mentioned the other day. You must always do original research. You must always do research into what you are doing. All right. What is the impact? What is the effect? And I think more so now, looking at the possible decoupling, we have to really look at what will it do for the Malaysian economy and what will it do for us as one of the component unit in the economy. We have to do a risk analysis. That's rule number one. That's the first thing we have to do. We must remove we cannot have over dependence on any single portfolio. All right, that's very important. I think. All right, and number three, of course, we have to be digitally ready, right? And that, when I say digital ready, means, you see, if we as a country decide that we will follow the East, your handphone, your computer is end of game for Google, Apple. You wouldn't have all that. All right. What will happen? Okay. So we now really have to look at beyond that, right? That's why, of course, we have to look at the Chinese economy in a much more positive way. How are we going to develop an alternative market? All right, very important. Okay, if not, we will be caught, and we'll be caught with our pants down.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much for sharing. I believe a lot of our friends, a lot of friends are actually very excited about this, because they always say that Mr. Tony gives very precise and in-depth advice. And I think after his sharing, right, I'd like to conclude that there are three things all of us need to be equipped with. That is to always be ready to change, and to adapt what is ahead of us, and not to look what is backwards, but to study what is backwards, to research, so that we can move forward and to be prepared what is ahead of us. Right? All right. All right. So we would like to thank all of you for today throughout this almost an hour session. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for calling. Thank you for popping your questions up. Thank you for saying hi to Mr. Tony. And if you would like to send him coffee, just now someone just said that they asked you to buy a coffee machine on your own to have it at home. You know, you can just drop a message to us, or you can just tell Mr. Tony what brand is the best. You can share with him. And the most importantly is that we hope everyone who is at home, or even if you need to go back to work in office, to stay safe, to take care of your own self. And we look forward for the day. Okay, it will come, but we look forward to the day where all of us can be physically healthy, back physically into the office place, or to meet up for coffee. And Mr. Tony will buy us coffee then. Yay! I've approved now. Okay, thank you everyone online. Thank you for joining us. We would like to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every Friday, 4:30, 21 minutes. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Thank you, Mr. Tony. Goodbye.